Hello and good evening, everybody. Taff Live starting now. We got a sticker pack up for grabs when we get to trivia time, and we got an awful lot to talk about. Obviously, FA Cup weekend, we had that game Friday night in the swamps at Meldon, and also a lot of Premier League to talk about. VAR could dominate the headlines for the right reasons tomorrow, maybe. Scottish League is neck and neck between Celtic and Rangers. There's one goal in goal difference in it. So there's an awful lot for us to talk about tonight, guys. An awful lot. So Ellis, Chris, you going to Bradford? As long as I can sort something out with work, then yes. If I can't, then I'm working Saturday morning, so I can't. So we'll have to wait and see. EW Labs, good evening to you, mate. Josh Phillips, evening, Taff. Seeing you on TV Friday. I viewed that a couple of times, but I didn't think I was seen because the missus couldn't go and she didn't see me, which is strange because you would have thought she would have. Evening, Taff, how are you, buddy? Or today, how are you today? I'm very well. It was my mother's birthday and she had a good day, so that was good for me. Greg Mars, hi Taff, hi Greg. EW Labs, hopefully more mods tonight. Chris Ball has told me that he's going to make you a mod during this stream, so we will have a new mod. Reds TV, hi, watching you on the train to Port Talbot. On the train to Port Talbot, what takes you to that neck of the woods then? Neil Wilmot, good evening, Taff. Good evening, Neil. So we haven't seen Robbie for a couple of games. Is he out with an injury, I believe? Is everything okay with him? So bloody hell, I'm getting through these quick. Who do you want in the draw? Liverpool away, 100% Liverpool away. And yes, I will be bringing the draw before anybody asks. I know we're only a minute and a half in. There's 15 of you in here. We've only got one like so far, just the one. Let's get the likes up a minute. Wales got a decent group, and that's something else that we got to talk about as well. The group for Wales could have been a lot worse. Marcus May, evening Chris, evening Marcus. Josh Phillips, what time was the draw? I believe it's about between 7 and 7:30 tomorrow. So Neil says Robbie's hoping to be back soon. Happy days. That he's the kind of player that could have made a difference at right wing back. Not that I didn't want Dom Jeffries to get his game because he played pretty well. I felt, for someone making his first proper start, at senior level. I felt that he held his own quite well and didn't look out of place. There's definitely room for improvement for him, but he's young and he's going to improve. He could be a good player for us. What's up with him, Neil? Missing his crossing. Well, the quality of delivery into the box is the one denominator for me, which I believe is the big difference between, for me, the big difference between scoring the goals we scored last season and not scoring them this season. It looks as though the weaknesses from last season was the defence. We seem to have fixed that problem. Now it's the quality. I believe it's the quality of ball into the box. I believe it's that. And the quality of the ball in the box from the right from Robbie was great. Quality from Dan Butler on the left was great. Now, I'm a massive fan of Ryan Haynes. I think he's a fantastic footballer. I think he's great going forward. I think he's great defending as well, which has cancelled out a weakness we had with Dan Butler. But Dan Butler's ball at the box was exemplary. Ryan Haynes, unfortunately, can't replicate that quality of ball, unfortunately. So Nurse's ball into the box for Podge to score the winner on Friday was excellent. So we need that kind of quality, and I think with Ryan Haynes, you can teach him to cross the ball well. He's just got to get some practice in. And Flynn said it: crossing and shooting is the two areas we need to practice on. So Matthew Marsden, what did you think of the game on Friday? I thought it was a decent game of football. I'll give it that. I thought Malden are definitely better than the level that they're at, so I think they will get promoted this year. I think. Oh, good God. So I think they'll get promoted this year. I think they'll hold their own in the league above and possibly get another promotion. I can see them Connie South very, very soon. Within 2 years they will be Connie South, and we'll see where they push on from there. We may meet them again. Hopefully they'll have a better ground. I had a whinge about their ground on Facebook, and a few people were giving me a few daggers. They were for it. The only people that did were the ones who didn't go, and the only people that actually backed me up were the ones that did go. I'm telling you now, the place was really unsafe for the away fans. They wouldn't have taken them much to put some safety measures in, so away fans didn't slip on their ass on the mud. It wouldn't have taken much at all. All it had taken was a few wooden boards, so people wouldn't have had to walk across the sliding dirty mud. And that's it. Of a there was more of a problem with so the queues for the toilets and all that at half time were mainly dominated by people washing the mud off their clothes rather than people needing to go for a pee. That's how bad it was there. And there was old people and disabled people falling on their asses, it was bad. Marco Silva, right? I think, in a way, yes, he's not done a very good job at Everton. I don't think that can be based on tonight. I think Everton played pretty well tonight. It's just Leicester are playing that well. The goal was going to come, wasn't it? I mean, well, the equaliser at least anyway. But the winner, it just goes to show Leicester are gossiping about them this year. Any rumours of outgoings or incomings? There is no rumours of any either way, unfortunately. Evening Colin is in. Colin Simmons, we got a question from you tonight. Ellis Williams, George Nurse can put a good ball in the box, do you mean? But back in the summer, Nurse had 2 crosses, one shocking into the keeper, the other into the pods, so inconsistent. So, personally, if 50% of our crosses meet our strikers, we're going to be scoring a lot of goals. So, for me, personally, that's a good statistic for Nurse. Max Mifflin said he seriously might have to register as a player for Tuesday's game. Bloody hell. Imagine that Flinney as a player. I'd love that, actually. I really, really would love that. EW Labs, Dom Jeffries had a good game, I reckon. Yeah, I believe so. Bill Cosby's in. Nope, that's not good. EW Labs, he'll do better than some of those midfielders, aka Dolan and Maloney. Dolan was the only awful player Friday. Dolan, I don't know what's happened to him. Now, he's hit and miss, but he's too much of a miss this year for me. I felt there was an improvement for him last season on the season before. This season, he's a shadow of himself, isn't he? An absolute shadow. So, Wales's group. Let's go on to Wales. What do you reckon of Wales's group for the Euros? It could have been a lot worse. Possibly could have been a little bit better. But there's 2 definitely winnable games there, and one Italy. Italy are looking good at the moment. Oh God, sorry. Been a long day. So Italy looking good at the moment. So we can't expect anything against them. But I think we can definitely get the wins against Switzerland and Turkey if we play to our best. Right. So Josh Phillips says it looks like he can't even run this year. It's horrendous. He does look a little bit unfit. I've got to be fair. Flynn, Sheehan and Labadi Tuesday, I reckon. I don't know if I'd play Sheehan or Labadi. I'd save Labadi for the weekend. Definitely save Sheehan for the weekend. I can see there being a few youngsters playing, to be honest with you, mate. Ellis Williams, honestly, Abrahams was dreadful if I was Hammond. If he would have taken them chances, well, yeah, I think Hammond would have certainly put the one away, the one that the defender blocked on the line. But the thing is, with Abrahams, he played, except for putting the ball in the net, I think he played pretty damn well, and he put a lot of effort in. And sometimes being able to work hard is one of the big things. I mean, putting the ball in the net is something that can come with some more experience. What's the defence going to be like Saturday? Depends how OB was. Depends if Hopkins is going to be out. I mean, we still got Innes. Bennett is still around to go in central defence if need be. So, Right then, so Stevens Collective is going to Rome to watch Wales. Good man. Labs, I reckon we'll lose to Italy, draw Switzerland and beat Turkey. Who will win the Euros next year? I don't hate to say it because I've always supported England, as a home nation. But I got a funny feeling about England this time. I think it could be their time. They've got so many good players playing, who are playing well at the moment. Luke Kane, evening, Taff. Why would Rodgers, in his right mind, leave Leicester for Arsenal, United? They're fallen giants and nowhere near top 6. They're not playing particularly well, either one of them at the moment. Both of them 2-2 draws today. I think Man United would be the most upset with theirs. But the thing is, Emery's out at the moment. I don't think Arsenal get a new manager. There we go. I don't think Arsenal are going to get a new manager until the summer. Man United aren't going to get a new manager until someone has the sense to sack Solskjaer or the guts to do it. He's a Man United legend. No one wants to see him fail there, but at the end of the day, they don't want to see the team fail at all. Rodgers, why would he leave Leicester? Well, Leicester on the same size level as Man U and Arsenal. They're nowhere near Arsenal, Man United on your supporter base. The club size and stature. They both got much bigger stadiums than Leicester. So the thing is, what does Rodgers want? Does he want to overachieve with a Leicester team who may fall by the wayside and see him go in the same direction as Liverpool? Or does he want to test himself at a club that's got the resource for him to really challenge for major honours on a regular basis? If he feels he's good enough for it, and he was good enough to take Liverpool inches from the title, with, for me, not even the best Liverpool squad that they've had before Klopp even as well. So I think Brendan Rodgers has learned a lot over the last 3 years, and I think his experience with Liverpool, he's learned a lot. So I think he could definitely take on Man United or Arsenal and turn them into something good. So that's what it is. If you can turn them into something good, then you're going to challenge for major honours every season. If you're going to overachieve with Leicester, how far are you going to take them? For me, Leicester are overachieving, for a club of their size, like they did when they won the league. I can see Leicester getting a similar points tally as the one that they got when they won the league, because they are playing so well this year. But for me, I think the title's done. I think Liverpool have won it now, unless something major goes wrong there. And can you really see where that's going to come from? I mean, I know it's only 14 games in, but after another 5, that's halfway through the season. And at the moment, Liverpool have won every game but one, and they should have won that game as well. Because I think the goal that Man United got shouldn't have stood. I think the goal that Liverpool had disallowed should have stood. And Liverpool absolutely battered them in the second half and could only get the one goal. I mean, if there was another 5 minutes in that game, they'd have won that one as well. So, for me, I think I can't see going any other way. I think there's definitely weaknesses in Man City for them to drop more points. I don't think Liverpool are likely to drop more points than them at any point from there. Even if they're on even points, I still say Liverpool would go on and win the league. Leicester, I just don't think there's enough quality for when they play against the big teams. I mean, they're doing well against the smaller clubs, yes, and so they should, because you look at their squad in comparison to the smaller clubs, yes, they're better. Winning at home to Everton is a standard thing for a club with the players that Leicester have got and the manager that they've got. So I can see Leicester finishing top 4 for definite, and I think Chelsea will finish in the top 4, and then it's going to be a slug-out between, I'd say, Tottenham and Wolves maybe, and Arsenal might have a shake in it. Will Man United have a shake for top 4? They're going to need to buck their ideas up very quickly if they're going to. Right then, so I'm going to catch up on some things now, because 20 minutes after on the 20-minute mark, we are going straight into the trivia. Millwall Tea, not living far from Malden, Taff. They're getting a lot of money pumped into them via Colchester. It was a good result for Newport. Done a job on them, believe me. Fair enough, mate. Now, you could tell that they were a much better team than what their level would suggest, and they've only lost one game so far this year, and they've won every other game. Well, they've lost 2 now, and for a team that scored 98 goals, doesn't matter what level it is, for us to keep a clean sheet against them on their own ground, I think that's an achievement for us. And they didn't really create any what you call clear-cut chances either. So I think we are lacking a bit of credit for what we managed to do against them. If we had our shooting boots on, the game would have been over by half time. We'd have absolutely destroyed them. Marcus May will be calling back Akpatita. Yeah, that's a point. What's happened to Ledbetter? That's a good question as well. Where is Ledbetter? I mean, he was one of the key signings by the signs of things, but he's barely featured at all. Mickey hopefully back soon. Yes, he's running now, so hopefully it won't be long. Needs someone who can play a ball next to Innes. Yeah, you need a ball-playing defender in this day and age, 100%. Matthew Marsden, bad clash of heads with the Haykins and the Malden player. For me, I think it was a reckless challenge from the Malden player, and I've said it, I was basically in line, where I was stood was directly in line with the Malden player in Haykins when that challenge was made, and you could see him not looking at the ball, and you could see him look at Haykins and jump into him. He may not have meant to jump into him with that kind of force, or maybe he didn't mean to clash his head against Haykins, but he jumped into him, without any thought of anyone's safety. Joe Day has barely played for Cardiff. It's a shame, but to be honest with you, I think we've got two good keepers. So, I always prefer to move on from players who've left us. Joe Day, went to Cardiff. It was a big pay rise and it's a great opportunity for him. It's a shame that opportunity hasn't come about, but hopefully Neil Harris sees something better than him, than what Warnock saw, and he might get some more game time. Colin Simmons, Belgium. Belgium for the Euros then. Jay Fulson's on loan. He's doing very well at Chippenham. They love him there. I think Townsend should start over King. Bloody hell, that's a bold statement to make. But then Labs is saying King should start again. Townsend being good, but King is better and more reliable. Townsend's not made any mistakes this season, but King has made a couple. Is Townsend a bit less likely to make mistakes, but is King a better overall goalkeeper? There's a nice little debate to be had there. Josh Phillips Hakem, King hasn't been starting, but he went away with Wales. Townsend came in and done well and has kept his place. I think that's pretty much all it boils down to. Who was the guy on the terrace who shakes the seaward every 5 minutes? Oh, the guy on the terrace. I'm just going to say Serrano. I'm not going to say his full name, but the guy, I absolutely love him. He's funny as hell. Townsend has been performing, says Ellis. King has let some soft goals in this season, so pretty much echoing what I just said then. Townsend let in a soft goal versus Oldham, and he's a little worrying. I don't think Townsend's goal against Oldham was a soft one. I think he made a good save to prevent it from going in on the first throw of the dice from them, and I think it was just bad defending overall that caused that goal. He dives into the goal a lot. Well, he's made some good saves this year. He's commanded his area pretty well this year. Personally, if I was the gaffer, Tom King would be my first choice. But if someone's performing, you can't just drop them. What team do you want to face in the third round of the FA Cup? I want Liverpool away. Sam G says Amber Army. Why does the third round draw? When does the third round draw commence? I think you meant to say there, Sam. If that is the case, then it is tomorrow at around about 7 o'clock at night. And yes, I will be bringing you a stream of the reaction of it. Edis Williams, EW Labs thought it was the defence. They all just stood still for the Oldham goal. Yes, Paul Dixon's in. Evening, Chris. Josh Phillips Ledbetter had an operation. Should be back soon. There we go. Then that'll be why he's not been around. Hoping for a home draw tomorrow evening. Personally, I'm hoping for an away draw against a big club that's going to fill their stadium, so we get the dosh. That's where the real money is in the FA Cup. You can go on a run to like the fifth round, playing all your games at home and getting a few TV games and make a bit of money, or you can get that one tie, one big blockbuster tie against a Liverpool or a Man United away, because we get 45% of the gate. So if it's a full Anfield, which it probably would be, 50 odd thousand people paying £20, £20 to £25 a ticket, and what a brilliant day out for our fans as well. That's something that we all deserve. It is a really, really big day out, especially when we missed out on it last time. McNamara better than Ledbetter? Yes, I'd agree that is the case. That's obviously the case because he starts over Ledbetter all the time. Spain's a good option as Euro winners. Yeah, possibly. So Ellis agrees with Millwall T. Yeah, he is. Tom King's kicking game is better. Although I do think Tom King's kicking game, is Townsend's is good still. I think Townsend's kicking game was better than Joe Day's. Tom King's kicking game is probably slightly better than Townsend's, maybe, but I still think Townsend's got a good kicking game. So Ellis Williams is confirming that I've just copied everything that you guys have just said. Townsend has a mad kick. Yeah, he still has a good. Missed my post, Chris. Colin Simmons. Was that about Belgium, mate? If it was, then I did mention them. Belgium could be a good shout, I think, for the Euros. It's their golden age. How many more opportunities is that, golden age of Belgium going to get to win a major competition? I think you'll be disappointed to be a Belgian having produced those kind of players and not win a competition. Prediction for Bradford away, I think we'll win 1-0. No, about Leeds. Right, okay, so I must have missed that one, mate. Would you like to repost it for me, mate? Because I just went back and I couldn't find it, sorry. McNamara should not be cup tied. Well, that'll be your club's option, that, so they can bring him back to play in the cup in the third round if they feel they want to have him back. He must be rated highly amongst your management. So North Devon Grecian, 14-hour rain trip for a replay on a Tuesday, and I'm stupid enough to go and do it. So you're going to Hartlepool away for the replay. You drew 2-2 today, didn't you? And you were 2-0 up. Is that a disappointing? It's obviously a disappointing result, but what actually happened? Were you at the game today? Oh, that's a banging cup of tea, that is. Mrs. makes some good ones. Fair play to her. Imagine we get Cardiff now. There's a lot of supporters who will want Cardiff away. A lot of Newport supporters, especially the older ones who remember the clashes with Cardiff from back in the day. Luke County win the Football League trophy or guaranteed 4th round FA Cup. That's a good question, actually. Luke, fair play, you mate, fair play. But it's got to be the 4th round of the cup. I mean, winning a Football League trophy and going to Wembley would be nice. But if you guaranteed 4th round of the FA Cup, that means you could have beaten a big team in the 3rd round and get another big team in the 4th round. So that could be 2 paydays, potentially. You could guarantee 4th round. Does it mean that you're going to go out in the 4th round? Or you just guarantee to be in the hat for the 4th round? Because by then the money's good. And probably more money than you'd make in all of the rounds combined winning the Football League trophy. So Colin Simmons, 5 straight wins and sellouts at home and away, Leeds going up. I think last season, they snatched, they snatched a missed promotion from the jaws of promotion, if that sounds right. I think promotion was theirs to take, and it would have been a lot easier to take the promotion, than throw it away the way they did. And somehow they managed to throw it away. They managed to lose to Derby, who I don't believe were a better team than Leeds last season in 2 legs. So they bottled it big time. And I think they're stronger this year than they were last year. So there's got to be no other way other than a Leeds promotion this year. There can't be. It has got to be their time now, because if it's not, then maybe Bielsa will go. And it may not be their time for another few years. They've got to take it this year. I think West Brom are in the same boat as well. I think West Brom have got to take it. Shocking stuff, pool of cheaters. So what happened, mate? Tell us a bit more. Bend over, hi everyone. I'm ever so sorry I'm late. I know you should be and all, you dickhead. Labs. Again, Ben, not good enough. Right then, so Paul Dixon. I saw a Black Friday advert by Bristol City for £10 per ticket. I'm thinking Newport may have missed a trick. Pull in more fans. Thoughts? Bristol City have got that many supporters who go on a regular basis that being able to sell the tickets at a tenner a pop wouldn't have a detrimental effect to the finances they bring in. Because when you factor in the fact that they bring in all the program, 100% of their program sales, 100% of all their concessions and bar takings and everything like that around the ground, the more people that are there, the more money they'll make. With us, it's not necessarily the same. The more people that are there, yes, we will make more money, but for us, if we'd have sold tickets for a tenner, it would have meant that all the regular people who would usually pay £20 a ticket will get their ticket for a tenner. So for every one of them, we lose a tenner. So that means we'd need to get as many as them supporters extra for that tenner. Would we have got that? To be able to make them, for it to be able to make up the difference? I doubt it. So think about it, we've got about 1,800 season ticket holders, and then we probably get about 1,500 on average people turn up buying tickets on the day for an average price of around about £20 if you factor in hospitality prices and 100 club and everything like that. So you slice that, by a tenner and put the average down to £10, then for 1,500 fans, that works out us losing 15 grand by putting that offer out. You bring in those more, you've got to bring in another 1,500 fans then for that £10 ticket to make the money up. And the thing is, those extra fans don't make much of a difference for us because we don't get the food money. We don't get 100% of the programme money because it's Duncan's business. Club gets a profit percentage, where you would have got something, but I don't think it would have been enough to make up the 1,500. Then the bar takings we don't get. and Bar Amber gets full anyway, so more fans won't improve things there. So personally, I don't think putting the tickets down to a tenner would be worth our while. But then, you know, hopefully that has cleared up why it wouldn't be worth our while and why our ticket prices are often £20, and a lot of other people moan that you can also get a Premier League ticket for £20. Yeah, but then they're the shit seats that the Premier League teams can't usually sell. But then they've got like 20 odd thousand in more expensive seats anyway. So it makes sense for them to put, you know, the crap seats down. You know what I mean? The cheap seats. So Millwall T, support Millwall, Taff, but live in Newport and your supporters. Good man. So Connor Simmons, cheers Chris, there we go. So yeah, I try not to miss anybody. They dive and they just time waste. Oh, right, okay, yeah, I remember Hartlepool used to do that a lot. Regan's in, happy days, we've got a question from you today. So who's the people who got questions from? We've got Rob Whittington, who I haven't seen yet. Joseph Friel, who I haven't seen yet. Colin Simmons, we got Colin. Welsh Gamer, I haven't seen yet. And Regan. So we could only have 2 questions tonight, guys. I might have to pick a few people out on the night. Who do you think is the best county player? At the moment, Josh Sheehan. North Devon Grecian. Our keeper made a simple catch mistake leading to the second goal. We need our Lewis Ward to be fit, and a Jose needs to hurry up. He needs to score games. Right, okay. A good point to make, Chris, on the tickets offer. Thank you, mate. James Edwards, Liverpool for the title. So PK Beast Ethan, I'm saying whoever you are, you need to get kicked. But I can't fucking moderate. Where's Chris Ball when you need him? He's supposed to be here. So Rob Whittington is in. Happy days. So James, don't take any notice. They're just trolls. Just take notice of what the sensible people are saying and what I'm saying. So Rob Whittington's in. Good. That means we've got 3 questions at least. Opinions on Bailey Goodall. Got no bad opinions, if that helps. I'm on the subs bench for a question. You could be brought on, mate. We could need you. I think the top 3 will be Swindon, Bradford, Newport, Exeter win the playoffs. I don't know at the moment. If we don't sort ourselves out, mate, I can't see it. But we'll see. We'll see. James Edwards, Ethan is my mate. Ah, right, okay. No worries. So come on, the port is so excited for the sticker album. Good. Chris Ball would be liking that, because Chris Ball, if he actually makes it in here tonight, you know, he's a bloody good guy. And he's done really good work on that sticker album. And yeah, it's going to be a big success, I know. North Devon Grecian, we need a goal scorer. Well, we got a banging one. If you'd like Adi Aziz, if you pay us 100k, you could have Adi Aziz play for you, mate, you know. Grant Thorogood, who would everybody want in the next round? I've already said Liverpool away, and your other team, Plymouth, robbed us of that opportunity last time, so we got to take that opportunity again now. Millwall T, Taff was supposed to give a question 2 weeks ago, but was away. Got one if you need me. There we go, that'll be our 5 then. So if Welsh Gamer and Joseph Friel don't turn up, Paul Dixon and Millwall T will step in. So that'll be then Millwall T, Paul Dixon, Regan, Colin Simmons and Rob Whittington were giving us questions. So it's 28 minutes in. My God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Question time. It's trivia time, guys. Here we go. Trivia time. We'll get 5 mil from Ollie Watkins if he goes. Got 20 mil, so maybe. Oof. Cobra UK, don't want him in here. Someone kick him, please. If we got a moderator in. Oh, I can action him. Put user in timeout. There we go, Cobra UK, you can piss off because you're a bellend. Paul Dixon, are you going to Exeter on Boxing Day? I should be, yes. 30 minutes from home, eh? Happy days. There we go. Right then, are we ready? Trivia time, question 1. Are you ready for it, guys? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Right then. So this is a Who Am I about 2 players. Right, so between us, we scored 265 career goals as players. Won the European Cup together. And in 2016, we both joined new clubs in England as managers. Who are we? So I'll read that out again. Between us, we scored 265 career goals as players. Won the European Cup together, and in 2016 we both joined new clubs in England as managers. Who are we? Right then, Stephen Williams, I'm new. What's Amber Army, lad? Amber Army is a group of supporters who support Newport County Football Club. We play in Amber, so we're the Amber Army. Pretty simplified for you there, mate. So we're in trivia time there. On question one, caught us on question one. So Mitchell Jenkins is saying Lampard and Gerrard. That's incorrect. So in 2016, they took on the managerial roles of two clubs in England. So between them, they scored 265 career goals. Now, this isn't the giveaway. The giveaway is the sticker pack that I got in my hand, which wasn't claimed by the guy who won it last week. He didn't come to us to claim it. If we don't know who you are and we don't know where to send it to, we can't give it to you. So question 4 will be the sticker pack. So Stephen Williams is saying he's from Hungary. Good man. So that's Hungary now that we've also got. So Lampard and Gerrard was the only answer we've had so far. Chicken Kiev, Bailey Goodall, the pussy. Oh, for God's sake. North Devon Grecian, 137 Pool fans, and they were better than 1.2 thousand Argyle fans. Interesting. So Paul Dixon struggling with this one. I had a feeling this one would be a tough one for you all. I had a feeling it would be. My English, okay. Good man, Stephen Williams. I thought with a name like Stephen Williams, your English should be a lot better. So Teddy Sheringham, nope. Antonio Conte at Chelsea, nope. So two managers who took on a job in England in 2016. Both won the Champions League together, or European Cup, or Champions League, whatever it was called then. They won it together. Now, the way I'm going to do it, 2 seconds. My dad English, mum Hungarian, right? Okay, fair enough. Now, I may give this away, but I'm going to give you a clue. And I'm going to give you the club that they won the Champions League at. So they won the Champions League at Barcelona together. So EW Labs, Pep is one. Correct, Pep is one. Lampard and, nope, not Lampard, Luke. Actually already had that. You like Hungary? Yes, I got no beef. You like Hungary? You look hungry. And then something tells me that you're not really from Hungary. So we go, Pep and Koeman. There we go. Yep, it's Pep and Koeman. Pep at Man City and Koeman at Everton. So that is it for question 1. We're on to question 2 now then, guys. Pep and Koeman. Right then, I had a feeling giving you the team that they won the Champions League together at would have given it away. So 24 if you win, only 10 likes. How about we get the likes up? Why you bully me? What? Weird. Right, I'm not reading that out, Bailey. Right, question number 2. Name the first 5 Spanish internationals to score 50 Premier League goals. So the first 5. So these are the first 5 to do it. So there could well be plenty of Spanish players now who are on 50 plus goals, but who were the first 5 to do it? The first 5 Spanish players to score 50 Premier League goals. Juan Mata is one of them. Come on the port. Yes, that's one of the 5. We've got 4 left. Torres and Fabregas are both correct as well, so we only need another 2. Looks like you guys are going to romp this on then. We got 2 more. So the Spanish internationals, Costa and Silva, correct. Yes. Stephen Williams, where I come from, you wanker. I speak English, mate. Let's have the English improved. Use Google Translate if you have to. Especially if you're going to call me a wanker, motherfucker. Rob Parsons, what? Yes, he's back. Rob Parsons is in. And that was pretty quick, guys. Well done. Well done. So that was all 5. Torres, David Silva, Diego Costa, Cesc Fabregas and Juan Mata. Happy days. Question number 3 then, yes? So EW Labs mods, I reckon. Well, Chris Ball's let me down on that one, unfortunately. He's meant to be on mod duty. He's meant to be adding you as a mod tonight during the stream, and he's not here to do it. Who the bloody hell is Carl Hayward? So Carl Kit Kat, sorry Taff. Sorry for what, mate? So Pedro, don't worry, mate. We got all 5. Pedro wasn't one of them. Right then. So there are 6 clubs who have won the Champions League or European Cup at Wembley. And that's the new and the old one. So 6 clubs have won the European Cup or Champions League at Wembley. Name them. So if I'm right, that'll be 2 of them. 2 of them would have been new. 4 of them would have been old. So Rob Whittington and Luke County and Come on the Port have all said Barcelona, which is correct. Real Madrid have not won the Champions League at Wembley. Bayern Munich have though, so well done there. So Barcelona and Bayern Munich, and funny enough, they were the 2 at the new one. So there are 4 of the clubs who have won it at Old Wembley. So Inter, no. Real Madrid, no. I reckon you'll probably end up getting 2, maybe 3. So AC Milan, yes, and Liverpool, yes. So that's 2. You may get 1 more, but I don't think you're going to get... I think one of them you're not going to get. AC Milan, yeah, so we've had that. There are 2 more. 2 more. So Liverpool and AC Milan were correct. We got 2 more. Man United are correct, and Grant Thorogood in with Ajax. Good Googling, Grant. Well done. That's the one I didn't think you were going to get, but fair play, Grant got it. Good Googling. So that's all 6. Fair play, guys. You're smashing it tonight. You're smashing this. And now we are on to the big one. The big one means that if you get it, if you're the first one to get it right without any clues, you will get this sticker pack. Now let's have a look here. So Grant didn't Google it. Carl Kit Kat, you're not calling anybody that in my chat, and I just managed to modulate. So cheerio, mate. Yep, so we got all the correct answers there. Question number 4 now is for this bad boy, like I just said. Here we go. So, my main position is a defender. Between 2002 and 2016, I played for 3 Premier League clubs, joining 1 on a free transfer. I won the English Premier League twice over an 8-year period, and I've also played at 3 World Cups. Who am I? So I'm going to read that out again. Make sure you're listening, because I'm going to read it out again, and then I'll read it out again another once, and then that's it. My main position is a defender. Between 2002 and 2016, I played for 3 Premier League clubs, joining 1 of them on a free transfer. I won the Premier League twice over an 8-year period, and I've also played at 3 World Cups. Who am I? Rooney is incorrect. Robert Huth is incorrect. Company is incorrect. Matic incorrect. Rio Ferdinand incorrect. And guess what? Rob Whittington, you are bang on. Kolo Touré. It is Kolo Touré. Well done. Sticker pack is yours, mate. But you've got to get in touch with us via email, Facebook, Twitter, whichever way you can. Get hold of us and let us know where to send it to, because this is rolled over because the last guy that won it last week didn't do that. So well done. That's a bloody good answer. I mean, for me, I don't think that was an easy question. And the usual suspects weren't even close. So some people said Yaya Toure, Ashley Cole, Yaya Sanogo, why? Cahill, no. So yeah, a few different answers there. Not from me. I'll ping you a message later. Good man. Sticker pack is yours, Rob. Well done, mate. And we're getting a question from you. And guess what? You're first up as well. So the floor is yours, mate. Let's get the first question from Rob Whittington then. So we've got Rob Whittington, Joseph Friel and Welsh Gamer haven't made it. So Paul Dixon and Millwall T, you're coming off the bench and you're giving us a question. And you're going to fill in their place. So Paul was in first. Well, mentioned it first. So Paul will come in at second. So get yours ready, Paul. You're straight after Rob. Colin Simmons is third. So make sure you got your question ready, Colin. Welsh Gamer isn't here. So Millwall T, you're going to take his place, and then Regan saving the best till last, hopefully. I think you stumped me last time, didn't you? I didn't get a chance to guess. He was straight in there. You got to get him in quickly. Got to get him in quickly. Regan says his question is quite easy. Bailey Goodall, the pussy. You're not abusing. So you're getting fucked. Cheerio. So come on the port. Can I ask a question? I tell you what, mate. You're going to be the first one that's going to ask a question next week. The only thing is, there we go. My pen. Right then, so Rob Whittington's question first. I'm a former Premier League manager who once famously played for his club and country in the same day in 2 different countries. Who am I? What country was he playing for and which club? So a former Premier League manager who once famously played for his club and country in the same day in 2 different countries. Jesus Christ. Right. So you guys feel free to answer if you want. I've got it stuck on Rob's question now, so I can't take answers from you. To be honest with you, Rob, that stumped me. I haven't got a clue, so it will have to be a calculated guess, I think, on that one. And I'm thinking, so to play for club and country, a former Premier League manager, it's got to be in 2 different countries, so it could quite easily be, someone who played in England but played for Wales or Scotland or Ireland even, but then it's going to be within a short driving distance possibly. So we could have played for a club in Bristol and gone to play for his country, Wales. So I'm going to hazard a guess at Tony Pulis, if I may. So that's going to be my guess. If somebody else has got it right now, then that's fine. But I'm going to hazard a guess at Tony Pulis. So Mark Hughes. Some people saying Sparky. So Mark Hughes. Oh, why didn't I think of him? Yeah. But what club was it? But what club did he do it for? So it would have been while he was playing in England. I'm thinking while he was at Man U, maybe. Or would it have been when he was at Barca? No, it would have been close. It would have been when he was close by. It got to have been. That's a bloody good question, Rob, that is. That's excellent. That's bloody excellent. So, getting the feeling that somebody's going to got that right. It might have been Bayern Munich. So, next question is going to be Paul Dixon. So, Paul, get your question ready, mate. Let's have it. As Rob Whittington clears up. Luke Cainty, spot on. Yeah, so it was Bayern. He played for Bayern and Wales in the same day. That's mental. Mental. Who took over from Brian Clough when he retired from Nottingham Forest? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Oh, man. I can't freaking think. When Brian Clough retired, it was in the early 90s. I think it was around about the time when Stan Collymore joined Liverpool, if I'm right, around about 94, 95. So who would have taken over? I'm saying Ron Atkinson. I could be completely wrong about that. Or Howard Wilkinson. Someone like that, I believe it was. But I'm going to go with Howard Wilkinson then. Paul Young saying Frank Clark. Now that could be a shite. But I've gone with Howard Wilkinson. I was thinking Ron Atkinson, but no, I don't. I think Ron Atkinson was Coventry that he went to in a similar circumstance after somebody left Coventry. So Paul Dixon says no, wrong. So Paul Young is correct. Yeah, Frank Clark, fair play. Oh bloody hell, Paul Young, where have you come from, mate? Jesus. You know, we got a new king here, I think, potentially. So Luke County, Regan, and EW Labs are the three main correct answers. But bloody hell, fair play. That's a bloody good answer, that is, Paul. Well done, mate. And a good question. The other Paul, really good question. I'm twice stumped. Bloody hell. Right then. Colin Simmons, you're next, mate. So Colin Simmons, you're next. Millwall T, get yours ready because you're coming straight up afterwards. So Colin Simmons, we'll have your question next, mate. I'm just listening in, I'm not guessing. Well, you never know. If you know the answer, you may as well say it. You may as well. Labs do something. It's coming from, oh, how lovely is that? I love Taff. To dedicate, you know, your YouTube name to me, to say that you love me is, you know, something not even my wife would do. You hear the oi then? Brilliant. We got great banter. WDA, Will Toad. Oh, yeah. All right then. So, Colin, we're waiting on you, mate. We're waiting on you. And your question, and we've got another two to come. Don't worry, Connor. I see what you're putting. I'm not saying it. Don't worry, I'm not saying it. So what's the question? The question is coming from Colin. Anytime now. Anytime now, Colin. I think Colin's name's going to come up very, very soon. Why you banned me for? I'm going to do the same again. Stop piping up. Moderating this chat, mate, is what I'm doing. Right, so guys, what we got coming then? What we got? Colin, it's all on to you, mate. It's your shade. Here we go. Which Premier League player, well, which Premier League winner, player's father played rugby for Wales? So a Premier League winner, so a Premier League winning player's father played rugby for Wales. Premier League player's father played rugby for Wales. I'm gonna go for Neville Southall. So Regan got to go for a few mins. Right, okay. That is a great question, isn't it, Paul? Yep, I agree. Simon Church. Now that's a shape. Maybe Simon Church. Maybe it could be Simon Church. No. I'm saying Neville Southall, I am. So Colin, am I right or wrong? No, I'm not. No. Premier League players, father played Premier League winners. Winner, right there, that's the one. It's not going to be Giggs. Ramsey never won it. Gareth Barry. Michael Owen. Did Michael Owen ever win the Premier League? Did he win it with Man United? He might have done. Is it Michael Owen? It could be Michael Owen. Did he win the Premier League with Man United though? I think he won the Premier League with Man U. Come on, the port got it. Ryan Giggs. So was it Ryan Giggs, really? We joking, man. Ryan Giggs. I wouldn't have thought it was Giggs. Jeez. Oh, that's a really good question, Colin. Well done, mate. So I know Come on, the port wanted to ask a question, so we're going to write that down. Come on, the port for next week. I've got you down, mate. You're going to be the first one for next week, mate. So anybody else who wants to volunteer to ask a question next week, feel free to drop it in. But because we got no Welsh gamer, it is going to be Millwall T. So it's your question, mate. And then Regan, you're last if you can make it back in time. So his father played rugby league. So I suppose you didn't say union or league. It was rugby league for Wales. Bloody hell. There we go. That's it then. 2 more questions left. 2 more questions left, and the first one is Millwall T, if he's still with us. Millwall T, are you still here? So Matthew Marsden, yeah, you're right. Matthew Marsden, you're written down, mate. That's it. You've got to ask a question next week. We got 3 people left to ask a question next week. But we're waiting for Millwall T's question now, and then Regan to finish us off. Don't take that one the wrong way, mind you. So 23 of you win, only 14 likes. Come on, guys, let's get the likes up while we're waiting for Millwall T's question. Colin Simmons wants to ask another one. Yeah, well, first come, first serve on this one, I think. So Colin Simmons will ask. EW Labs will ask one. And we got one more spot. Regan, I can do one next week. Are you going to be able to do it this week? Are you going to? I know you just said you've got to go for a few minutes. Are you going to be able to come back in time to do one? I've got one more if you want. So if Regan can't do it this week, I'm going to put Regan down for next week. And Paul will ask a second one then if Regan isn't going to be here after Millwall T's question. But Millwall T, I'm not seeing him. I will ask one tonight, Taff, if you can't have all the questions. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do then. Millwall T, I'm going to give you till 51:30 to answer, to let me know that you're here. Actually, no, I'm going to give you till 52 minutes to answer, to say that you're still here, to ask your question. If not, then Matthew Marsden is going to ask one. And then if Regan's not going to be here for it, I can put Come on the Port in. And then what I can do then is put Paul Dixon in for next week instead of Come on the Port. So why isn't he here? I don't know. I can ask instead of Millwall. So Paul, do you think that's fair then? We get Come on the Port or Matthew to ask instead of having them for next week. So we'll have. So Matthew will Come on the Port. Are you happy with that then? Right, okay, and so Matthew will Come on the Port. I tell you what, why don't both of you ask one? Or because I don't think Regan's going to, and this week. Oh, so you're going to do one this week. I can do one next week and this week, right? Okay, and so because Matthew said first, I will ask one tonight. Matthew will have your question now, but I'll cross you out for Paul for next week. So Paul will be asking one next week. Matthew, you'll be the week after, mate, trust me. You can ask it now. So Matthew now, Come on the Port, you'll be the first one for next week. So we'll have Matthew's question next. So Regan, your question will come. Your question will come last then. What would you do if Flinny had... Oh, come on, fucking hell. Can't be having questions like that. That's ridiculous, mate. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm talking about bringing some important people into this, within the next few weeks. So, we could potentially have players, Flinny himself, directors, club staff and people like that. So that's the future of this. I can't be having shit like that being asked. Bloody hell, that's bloody awful. Can't be taking the piss out of this, So I love Taff. If you come with a proper name, then maybe Matt Lewis will kind of get to the Prem. Who knows? One day, you never know. Could do. Bloody hell, it's so cold tonight, innit? So, Matthew, we got your question coming up now, and then Regan's question, and then we're calling it a night. And then next week, then, it'll be Come on the Port, Paul Dixon, Colin Simmons, EW Labs, and Regan. I tell you, I'm going to put Matthew's name as well. We'll have 6. We'll have 6 next week, okay? We'll have 6. I'll just have to make sure I start the trivia on the 20-minute mark and not go 8 minutes over again. So, Come on the Port is asking first next week. Yep, and Matthew Marsden is asking now. Right then. I played with Patrice Evra, Joe Ledley, Cesc Fabregas, Patrick Vieira, and Brad Friedel. Right. So Evra's going to be... So Joe Ledley is going to likely be Celtic. Cardiff. Patrice Evra is going to be West Ham, Man United, Monaco, Juventus. Joe Ledley, so Cesc Fabregas are going to be Arsenal, Spain even. So played with Patrick Vieira. And Brad Friedel. So Brad Friedel is going to be like possibly be Tottenham. It's a good one, mate. This is a really, really good one, mate, honestly. Cesc Fabregas could have been Chelsea or Arsenal or Barcelona. Or even, who did he go to now? Monaco he's gone to now, hasn't he? Where's Patrice Evra now? Patrice Evra at Monaco now as well? Or has he stopped playing? He was last at West Ham, Evra. And Patrick Vieira would have been Arsenal. Or Juventus. Oh no, Inter Milan Patrick Vieira went to, didn't he? Patrick Vieira went to Inter Milan in the end. Did Patrick Vieira also... I think Patrick Vieira also played in... did he play in America? Patrick Vieira? He may have. So Patrice Evra could also be France. Joe Ledley. Joe Ledley's the sticking one. Because you can link all the others. Let's see. Evra and Vieira, you're looking at possibly a French player. Brad Friedel. Tottenham. I'm going with William Gallas. That's who I'm going with. The only thing is, though, I can't link him to Joe Ledley, but I can link him to everybody else. They could well be a link to Joe Ledley. Did he go to Cardiff for a small spell, Gallas? I don't know. But I'm going to go with Gallas. Oh, Millwall T, what have you done? You weren't here. We'll have to have your question as well, mate. So I've gone with William Gallas. Let me go and see if it is William Gallas. No, it's not Gallas. Well, I give up then, mate, because I can't think of who else it could be. No, it's not Gallas. Hatem Ben Arfa. That could be a shape, mine. Ben Arfa. I heard it's David Ngog. No chance. So I'm going to have a look at Millwall T. Who was the first player to score a hat-trick with his head in the Prem? No Google, people. First headed hat-trick, I'm going to say Duncan Ferguson. Millwall T. So I'm going to answer yours as well. First Premier League headed hat-trick, I'm saying Duncan Ferguson. Oh, I'll tell you what. I think that could be a good shot. Hasselbank, mind you. But no, I can't link him to Vieira, though. I give up, Matthew. Yeah, go on, Matthew. Give us the answer, mate. And Millwall T, did I get it right? I'm saying Duncan Ferguson. Adebayor, that big lanky fuck. Of course it is, Emmanuel Adebayor. But how did he play with Ledley? How did Adebayor play with Ledley? That's the one I want to know. Naughty Taff, I posted the question. Yeah, I just answered it, mate. I saw your question, mate. The first headed Premier League hat-trick, and I've said Duncan Ferguson. So Hasselbank for the hat-trick question. So for the hat-trick question, you're saying Hasselbank. I'm saying Duncan Ferguson, but I think Hasselbank could be a good shake. But I'm saying Duncan Ferguson for Millwall T's question. Regan, get your question ready, mate. Get it ready, and then we'll finish with yours. But if it's not Duncan Ferguson or Hasselbank, Millwall T, I'm giving up on that one, and I'm going to call it a bad night. So Regan will have your question when you're ready, mate. So Evra Monaco, Fabregas Arsenal, Vieira Man City, Friedel Tottenham, and Ledley at Crystal Palace. That's the fucking one. That's the one I couldn't remember Ledley playing for. Well done, mate. That's a bloody good question, that is. Nintendo Switch for Christmas, Taff. I wouldn't use it, mate, to be honest. So Millwall T. Have we got the correct answer between them? Have we got the correct answer there between them answers? Come on. Didn't read the first time, Luke. It's a joke. All right, I missed the first one. Yeah, Eric Cantona from Millwall T question. So, if it's not Cantona, Hasselbank, or right, so we're still waiting for the answer on that one. But in the meantime, we got Regan's question: who are the last 6 teams to get promoted to League Two for the first time ever, and the year they did it in? So, the last 6 teams to get promoted to League Two for the first time ever. That'll be Salford, and that would have been obviously last season. Forest Green Rovers 2 seasons ago. I think then we're looking at Newport County would have been 2013. That's if it counts as, because we're a new club. We haven't played in League Two, but we played in the old 4th Division. Before that, then it would have been Fleetwood in 2012. It would have been Crawley Town in 2011. And then there was a lot of teams that got promoted who used to be in League Two. And then I think the last one to get promoted who've never been in it before would have been Stevenage, maybe. Am I right there, Regan? So Matt Lewis, I love the Christmas decorations, Taff. You really went over the top. What? Because you can see one little bit of thing there. Yeah. So Salford, yes. County not included. So in which case then Stevenage, and before that it would have been Dagenham and Redbridge. Pobregniak, Burton, all right so far. Yeah, one more. So AFC Wimbledon. Oh no, but then will it be Wimbledon? Because I suppose they're a new club because MK Dons took over the old one, so it must be AFC Wimbledon then. So Luke Baller to Gilbert Taff, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, whoever you are. Wimbledon and the other one then, yeah. Why are you so disrespectful? Who's that now then? So there we go. Those Christmas decorations are looking pretty damn good actually in this place. So if I take your reins, here we are. They're all over the place now, look, see? Yes, we're looking pretty sweet, yeah. We're looking pretty sweet. There we go. Alright then, so that's it. That's us then for tonight then, guys. So thank you all for joining in. The jokers, you can piss off and never come back. Thank you. And yeah, thank you all, guys. Thanks for the questions. For those who contribute to them, we'll see the 6 of you next week. And thank you again. Yeah, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for the cup draw then. Yeah. Alright then. Cheers, guys. Matthew Marsden, yes, I added you again anyway, mate, so you'll be asking one next week. So next week is Come on the Port, Paul Dixon, Colin Simmons, EW Labs, Regan, and Matthew Marsden. So cheers, guys. Thank you very, very much, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, all. Good night, and as always, up the county.